Don't say, oh, I cannot do it. You can do anything you want to do. If you have the right connection, it's possible.
There are leads in there, guys, that you might think aren't serious, but they actually have 5 deals. They just don't want to tell you. Don't spend a lot of time on a deal that's very questionable. Maybe you can get it done, maybe you can't, but we got to get better at disqualifying people so we can focus on the good deals.
Sometimes people are on the phone for like 30 minutes and then these guys don't even have money, don't have a deal, wasting our time. One of the first things I ask people is like, do you have the property under contract? If they say no, I say, come back to me when it's under contract. If they don't have the property under contract, we can't give them a loan anyway.
If the property's worth $1 million and they have a $900,000 loan and they're not willing to put money to bring that down, especially with hard money, then there's no deal there.
When I looked at the property, the first person that came to my mind is the guy from Vegas.
Yes.
So I'm going to talk to him and see if he's interested. He might be interested because he's doing high loan amount. But if he's not interested, man, $9 million to put just like that. Let me see in my bank account. I'm pretty short.
They have some?
I'm short $10.
I have another $9 million deal and then have too. It's just...
I always told you since day one, I don't like the bigger deals, like the 9 million, 10 million. It's not going to go anywhere. Like most people, they want to diversify their portfolios. There's not a lot of people that are sitting with like $1 billion in the bank.
One of 10 million. I want.
Even people with a couple
my
hundred
dream,
million
I want
don't
it.
want to do
Yeah.
this.
But
10 million to do a loan.
you can once in a long, long while. But the bread and butter is $1 to $3, $4 million all day long. Everybody has $1 million handy.
If only I could have like $1, $3, $4 million handy, of course.
But $10 million is a little bit different.
Usually $9 to $10 million properties, it's like there's no meat on the bone, or it's usually really high risk, or the borrower's in trouble, or they have no way to pay that money back. So usually it's not a deal anyway. So you do want something in that lower price point, like 1 to 3 million. But yeah, 9 to 10 million, it's a little tougher.
I think what it means is that a lot of the deals that are between 1 to 3 million are a little bit more attainable, more realistic to close, because a lot of the times when you run into deals that are like the top dollar deals, 7, 8, 9, $10 million and above, they have a lot of hairs on them. Either the borrower has some issues, can't pay for it anymore, are losing a property because they're messed up on their construction budget and they need more money. It's just such a big loan amount that a lot of people are not ready for the types of figures that come with those big loan amounts. They're a lot harder to close because lenders are going to be much more careful. They're putting a much bigger lump sum of cash in one deal rather than multiple deals.
That's why I say it's not going to close.
It's
not going to close!
It's funding today. It did close.
The reason why you say it.
You said maybe a deal wasn't going to close, and it did close.
Raz is so negative. What kind of a rabbi are you? I'm going to call the synagogue on you.
I thought rabbis were supposed to be positive.
Rabbi is supposed to be positive.
For you?
I just want you to fight for the leads that I'm sending you.
Yeah, of course. I call every single
And-
one.
and
almost
guys,
every day.
if
You can
we're
get
not-
me on my end of day review, I have like 30, 40 calls.
I don't want you guys getting spoiled and complacent because you got leads showing up every day. You got to fight for it.
Like I'm sending you leads like almost every day, right? Because I'm excited. You make me go like.
Granted, a lot of them are not qualified, no offense. I call every single lead at least 5 times, 10 times a week, every single one. I work and I grind out every single lead. Sure, I don't do it in the exact way that Johnny expects us to do it, and I apologize for that. I'm working on it. Otherwise, I'm dealing with a lot of people who are unqualified, who are not serious with dealing with anything. I have brokers who don't even understand their own business. There's a lot of people that think that we have products that just because we've been funding deals here and there, or the way that we're marketing ourselves, they think we can get like 5% down, 10% down. A lot of people also think we are partners.
What I meant in that part was if they want to build $1 million project or $500,000 project, they want us to come in with the money to actually be their builder and their developer and actually be a part of it.
Like yesterday, Yanni sent me a lead who thought that we would put 20% towards the equity of their property.
That's gap
Become
funding.
partners.
A gap funder is if you don't have that down payment, you find a gap funder to pay that down payment for you. And usually they want like some equity or higher return on their money or something like that.
And I am closing a few, and I do expect more to close in the coming month. For me, I just know that I need to work on some more sales. I try to practice the script here and there.
You mentioned something here because you're saying a lot of people expecting you to put the down payment at 10%, 20%, whatever it is. There are some gap funders out there. Very, very difficult to get a hold of them. If you get a hold of those people, you can make a lot of money. In the market today, I highly doubt that a lot of people are going to be doing gap funding. It's another thing that you can add to your portfolio as a creative person. We'll find the solution. You want me to put the down payment for you? Okay. You willing to pay 30% rate? Yeah. Okay, great. If you have that connection and you know that they're charging 20, 25%, you charge 30. You make 5% on the connection. We making the introduction. That's our job, to make the introduction, take our commission, and go to the next deal. Don't say, oh, I cannot do it. You can do anything you want to do. You think it's impossible? Guess what? It's possible. If you have the right connection, it's possible. If you have the right information, it's possible. Anything is possible. Do not ever put a lead out and say, oh, there's nothing to do with this lead. They need to pay attention to you. Oh wow, that girl Victoria, what the hell? She was talking different than all the other hard money lenders out there. That guy Johnny, what the hell he was saying? Gap funding? What the hell is gap funding? They're gonna put the down payment, it actually exists? Johnny know the right people. Why? Because he did his homework, he went on the phone, he made like 1,000 calls a day to a lot of different potential investors, potential gap funders, and he found this one person out of like 10,000 calls. One person that made him look creative, look strong, look powerful, look different than all the other hard money lenders out there, and he makes the money. That's what makes us different than all the other hard money lenders out there. Everybody in the past 15 years, they've been pushed away since 2008. They've been pushed away from being brokers to become direct lenders. I'm the only one that fought for my right to stay a broker. Why? Because I love to be on the creative side. That I can do anything I want. Legally, of course. Following the laws. But I can do anything I want. They cannot do anything they want. We need the right information, and we need to really sit on our asses on the phone all day long to make sure we have all these connections and this information. Otherwise, it's not gonna happen. You can literally fund 80% of the deal that I'm sending you. Those are people that already know something that other people that went to Google and Facebook don't. So those leads that I'm giving you, those people that are already talking to some people, they know information. Your job is to find out what they know and what they don't. Because what they don't, that's when you're gonna capitalize on.
Leads aren't just gonna give you their scenarios. There are leads in there, guys, that you might think aren't serious, but they actually have 5 deals. They just don't want to tell you. And we also got to disqualify people sooner. Like, we can't be on the phone for 20 minutes with people who don't have a deal. Can't.
Yeah, that's my biggest problem.
Can't do that. It is costing you money.
Yeah, can't do that. Sometimes people are on the phone for like 30 minutes, and then these guys don't even have money, they don't have a deal, wasting our time.
You gotta have different investors for different parts of the country and for different types of scenarios. Like, all these investors that I funded deals with, I cold called them over the last 2 years. And there's nothing stopping you guys from trying to call new investors or to, try new solutions. But again, don't get caught trying to fit a round peg in a square hole. Don't spend a lot of time on a deal that's very questionable. Maybe you can get it done, maybe you can't, but we got to get better at disqualifying people so we can focus on the good deals.
One of the first things I ask people is like, do you have the property under contract? If they say no, I say, come back to me when it's under contract. If they don't have the property under contract, we can't give them a loan anyway.
If the property's worth $1 million and they have a $900,000 loan and they're not willing to put money to bring that down, especially with hard money, then there's no deal there. And if they don't have experience on a specific type of property, that's also another thing that might disqualify them. Experience is big these days.
But I'll tell them like in advance, I'll be like, hey, it's 7 to 11% interest. It's about 20 to 30% down. If they like it, cool. If not, they weren't serious in the first place.
We deal with a lot of brokers and some direct borrowers. A lot of brokers, they shop a loan that's probably been seen by 10, 15, 20, 30 different lenders, and they can't find a solid connection. They can't let go of that dream of closing those nice, beautiful, big loans.
Rise it up.